There we go. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but hello tribe, hello darlings, hello my beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for choosing me to help you on your journey to self-discovery and guidance. So my name is Katarina, and this is my channel, and welcome to my playlist, the Pick a Card Reading Playlist. This is meant to just help you and support you in any way that you need support. You're going to have 3 decks, 3 groups. You're going to choose the one that resonates with you, the one that attracts you the most. You could be attracted to all 3, just 1, or just 2, or none at all, which is absolutely fine. And that just means that there might be a message in it for you in each of them. Only take what resonates with you the most, because we're not here to tell you what to do, and the cards are not here to tell you what to do. We're only here to help you know what you already know internally. So cards are just a guiding system to help you understand what's going on a little more, or understand maybe emotions, maybe situations, just to shed a little light. But that doesn't mean that you need to take everything we say seriously or to heart. Your guiding system is what matters the most. My goal here, one of my goals here, is to help you strengthen your intuition by exactly that, figuring out what messages are for you and which ones are not for you. So with that said, these are general readings, and they're all going to be embedded with some Reiki energy, so that means you can tap in and accept this energy at any time, any moment. All you need to do is proclaim it, saying that I accept this Reiki energy sent to me by Looking Inwards, or Katarina Lookin, which is I. And that's it. I'll see you in my groups. Ciao. Oh, and Happy New Year. It's going to be an incredible year. I can sense it and feel it already. And I'll get to that eventually in another video. See you soon. Welcome to your meditation, guys. These are the 3 piles. We have group number 1, 2, and 3. You can take 3 deep breaths in. This is to really go within. Tap into our guiding systems, our intuition. Now you can be attracted to the colors, to the imagery, maybe to the way the light is shining. Maybe one of them is sparking a particular emotion within you. We will begin. Hey, group 1, we will begin with your tarot reading. Ooh. I will apologize right away for my little setup. It's not my best work, but we're just gonna have to deal with what we got. So let's see what the cards I have to say for you today, group one, I decided to. So I picked a card that will be kind of like the archetype of the next 2 weeks. And before I begin, there is Reiki energy embedded in each group. All you have to do to claim it is to sit in a quiet area where you know you won't be bothered. Close your eyes and just state, I accept this Reiki energy sent to me by Katarina, or looking inwards. And yeah, so back to your archetype. So for the next 2 weeks, we will have the Hanged Man. Oh la la! Okay, so this is going to be a big. The next 2 weeks is going to be a big process of changed perspectives. So you're going to need to really start seeing things in a different light, in a different angle, and just changing your attitude towards certain things in life right now. Over here, you have an image of a person that's crying. So maybe there's been a couple of things weighing on your chest, on your shoulders that you just couldn't understand. There's probably been a big victimizing state that you were going to. So, oh, why always me? Why me? Oh, why couldn't that person do this for me? Why is that person like this? And just in a very repetitive loop. And in the next 2 weeks, it's already going to be strengthening the hangman. You might already be in that process. And it's just a question of, what's the word I'm looking for? You're just in that process of creating better, creating a healthier mindset on life, on certain people in your life, and more importantly, creating different neural pathways. So you are getting rid of the old habits, the old way of thinking, so the old victimizing state, the why oh me kind of state, and reinforcing a better light, so a better vision, a better understanding, and more importantly, just a healthier mindset on reality, so you can become the best creator, the creator that you were meant to be, basically. So that's not always easy, but honestly, once you start getting into that loop, that circuit, the cycle, it is one of the best feelings you'll ever have. And honestly, everything's about contrast, right? So the victimizing state has more frequency that is a lot higher than that victimizing state. So it's like the yin and the yang. So once you start mastering the beauty of, you know, affirming your reality in your life the way you want it to be, you start appreciating the contrast, and you start really looking forward to something going against what you really want, because now you have an opportunity to work on mastering the state of mind that you ultimately want to achieve. It kind of goes with what Abraham Hicks, her teachings, what it implies. And if you haven't heard about Abraham Hicks, I definitely recommend you go watch a couple of videos. It's all about, you know, the 17-second. You have 17 seconds before you start creating a momentum of thought. So if you start thinking of something positive or something negative, at the end of the day, they're both affirmations. So whichever affirmation you decide to focus on, there is a 17-second grace period before the momentum starts building up. And let's say you're caught into this lower frequency vibration, which is fear, hate, anger. You have a 17-second time frame before the momentum of that thought starts building up to a point where it's almost building up to a point of no return, which it's not necessarily true, because there's always a way to slow and lower that momentum into creating a new momentum, one that you'd appreciate a little more. And I feel like that's what you've been working on right now, and or you will be working on it even more in the next 2 weeks. So that's very exciting, because that means there's going to be doors that's going to be opening for you, all kinds, because as soon as you start shifting your perspective and start shifting your mindset, you're seeing life in a brand new way, in a new lens. It's like you're taking away the fogs off of your glasses, for instance, like that fogginess that you get sometimes. You're just wiping all that away, and that leads to so much opportunity. Okay, wow, I'm like super excited for you now, group one. I'm gonna say right away, with group one, the cards just like flew in such a perfect synchronistic way, so do expect some of that this week. I feel like there's a lot of things that will synchronistically just feel right. If you got a beautiful sensation of going somewhere, or to talk with someone, or to call someone up, do it. I feel like that's gonna lead to more if synchronicities, if that makes sense. I think it does. So if that is true, definitely hit me up down in the comment section. Would love to hear about that. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, the Hermit upside down. Well, they're all upside down, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, Seven of Wands. Intuition. Accelerating motion. Oh! So, whatever's going on, whatever goes on in the next 2 weeks, there will be light. There will be light. So the light is the Sun card in the traditional tarot, and I feel like something is going to come to life with you. There is going to be, like, from what I'm seeing over here, is that there's been a lot of doubt. There's been a lot of worry that's been troubling you, a lot of resistance. I feel like a self-doubt or doubt on somebody. There's a couple of people, one person probably in particular, that has struck some kind of doubt, and this has kind of brought you off course. I feel like for some of you, you are going to get out of your little cocoon stage. I know it's not, I mean, with the pandemic is going to be a little hard, especially here if you're living in Quebec right now. We have a curfew now up until 8 o'clock. So it might be a little hard, but I do feel for some of you, you're getting out of your cocoon, out of your shell. You're going to start communicating with people more. It's like you've gotten this new inspiration to go out and speak with people and communicate with people, despite the doubt and the fears that you've had. Whatever fears and worries you've had of any kind of monetary fears and money, I feel like some of you haven't been gaining the help that you were requesting or that you would wish for. I feel like for some of you, your guides have been trying to reach you, and I think you know who you are, and I think you know this already, but they've been trying to reach you extremely hard just because you've kind of just been, or you've been too bottled in your cocoons, a little bit maybe self-absorbed, or just completely distracted by all your worries. And it's time to start tapping into your intuitive side, but more importantly, start meditating and listening to these guides. So the next 2 weeks, I would highly, highly recommend to start listening to your inner guidance system. More importantly, start connecting with your ascending masters or your angels or whatever you're believing in, the higher vibrational beings that have been trying to connect with you. And they might not connect with you through words. They might be connecting with you through different patterns, different symbolisms, and it's going to be symbolisms that are going to be very particular to you if you're open to them. So the hardest part is to remain open and not control what kind of symbols will come. Sometimes you can be very direct with them and ask them for specific symbols. Like if you are present, then show me a symbol of a butterfly. When I first started going into my spiritual kind of awakening, or just going into that path, I started to become extremely connected with butterflies, and butterflies were absolutely everywhere I would turn. It was kind of impressive, like really impressive, on how they would just magically appear, whether it would be a pendant or a butterfly or someone wearing a butterfly shirt, or like to a whole other level. So at a certain point, I was asking them to, if their presence were indeed amongst what I was trying to ask. I would ask him to kind of answer it through a symbol of a butterfly, and it actually has happened. So sometimes you could be very precise, is what I'm trying to get at with all this, but don't try to control, like micromanage. I feel like some of you are it might be a little harder for some, but really just be open to the idea and being open to be surprised. And so this is going to be a big, big week for you, I'm seeing. However, it's going to just be incredibly, it's just going to be incredibly fulfilling. I see it right here with the light, and also things are going to be moving so much quicker when you do. You have accelerated motion, and that just means it's going to be fast. This is basically representing the Eight of Wands in the original tarot, and it just means that once you start doing the work and you start coming out of your shell, you start letting go of your doubts and your fears, like you will be unstoppable. Like whatever you've set out, whatever goals you've set out, whatever dreams that you've been conjuring up, it's you will accelerate to a whole other level. And I don't know why, but I'm thinking of you, Ashley, right now. If you're watching this message is for you. This whole reading is for you, amongst all you out there as well. I don't know why I just had an image of a good friend of mine that had a Reiki session together. And let's see if there's anything else here for you, group one. Yeah, I feel like it's been a little tough for you the last couple of weeks. The Seven of Wands, it represents the constant battle? Wait, yeah, I feel like some of you have been in constant battle, most probably with yourself, and it's probably been hard. And that's why you were at a point extremely isolated, and you isolated yourself completely. But it will be the time for you. I'm sensing that you're already feeling that you're ready to step out. Over here, the hermit is a beautiful picture of someone walking through the door, coming out of their cave. And I feel, and you see there's the sun over here again too. Wow. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling that you are ready. And as soon as you step out, it's going to be only uphill in a good way. Not like in a working hard kind of uphill, but extremely just, I feel like you're going to be accepting yourself as well. There's going to be a lot of self-acceptance this week. And it's going to be a lot due to the hangman. Like, you've probably had a very low self-esteem and a low self-imagery of yourself. So whether it's because of other people's judgments or your own judgments, for sure your own judgments, but these judgments are learned behaviors, right? Learned from past, maybe parents or friends or situations that you were faced with, school too. And it's really the time to start working on your intuition and start listening to your guides. And like I said, the hangman is your archetype this next 2 weeks, and it's really about seeing the world in a different way, seeing it from a hangman position, seeing it from an like completely upside down, because we usually only see through one particular lens, and the hangman kind of challenges us to see it in different types of angles. So I just flipped over. So I just flipped over one of my decks, and the card that I got was the heart chakra. So a lot of you will be working on the heart center, so the self-love particularly. How beautiful is that? Yeah, completely changing your perception of yourself. One recommendation, one exercise that I could suggest if you're interested is the mirror exercise. So really looking at yourself in the mirror, really looking within your eyes, and really proclaiming and saying, I love myself. I can do this. I am unstoppable. And every morning and every night, every morning before you go and do anything or attack, all the challenges you have, state to yourself that you have all the power within you, you have all the wisdom within you, that you are capable, you are strong. And every night before going to bed saying, you are great. I am amazing, and I could do this, and I am worthy of being here. And I promise you, your whole world will start shifting, but it's a constant. It's like what I heard. Happiness is worth fighting for. That was from a amazing YouTube artist, comedian. Happiness is worth fighting for. Her and amongst all kinds of successful people have stated that. And I absolutely agree. It's depression or any other life challenges is not easy, but don't give up. It is worth it. That I could tell you from experience. Okay, guys. Group 1, that it is your reading for this new moon in Capricorn. Have a great 2 weeks, and I can't wait to see you all in my full moon reading. Peace. There's light, guys. There is so much light. Everything will be so much clearer. Okay? Thought I'd just emphasize on that. Hey, group 2. This is your reading. Welcome, 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 welcome. Do 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 do. Before we begin, there is Reiki energy embedded in each group. So all you have to do to proclaim it is sit quietly in a place where you know you will not be bothered and proclaim and say, just state, I accept this Reiki energy from Katarina Lukin or Looking Inwards, whichever works. Perfect. So with that said, I chose a archetype for each group for the next 2 weeks, since these are weekly, bi-weekly readings. And let's see which one we got for you. We got the Lovers card. Ooh la la. Okay, so this could be portraying a very important decision that needs to be made. But I'm getting a feeling of reconciliation. I feel like there's going to be a mending of hearts, and that in the next 2 weeks there is going to be a huge, wide awakening. Yeah, I'm seeing that over here. I'm seeing like it could be to you yourself that you are mending your own heart and you are connecting heart, mind, and therefore listening to your soul. Finally, I feel like maybe you're someone who's been disconnected for a very long time and has not been able to put in the self-love or has been distracted by it. But I do feel like it could also be in a particular relationship. So if there has been a very severe shift or fracture, if you've had a very large breakup, I feel like the heart is going to mend and even become stronger. I feel like the relationship will have a better communication, and even if you don't get back together, there is going to be a nice, beautiful peace within you and within this other person. So I do feel also over here with the 2 hands coming together, that there will be a mending and a collaboration happening. But I also see that there's a potentiality of a vicious circle starting back. So whatever does happen, if you guys do end up coming together, whether this is a partnership, love related, or a business partner, just remember to put your foot down. Always remember that every relationship is a very deep ingrained lesson that we need to learn, and if we don't learn it with this one, there's the next person's going to come along and we're going to need to learn it with the next. So whatever lessons you have, learn them right now, because there is a potentiality. The snake to me is like the snake eating its own the snake eating its own tail. So what goes around comes around. So it's really a question of really learn and really remember to fall in love with yourself and remember where you're coming from, who you are. And from there, you'll know exactly which decisions to make. And my little candle, for some reason, came out. Oh, you guys got 2 archetypes today. Oh la la. Okay. Wow, I didn't even notice that I pulled 2. So Okay, so you guys gonna have a lot going on this next 2 weeks. So you have been going through huge, huge tower moments, or you're going to go through. I feel like this is something like you have been going through a lot of tower moments. I feel like this is what's coming up next. I feel like there's still tower moments to come, but the worst has passed. Maybe the person the person that that was mentioned is going through a tower, or they will be going through a heavy tower moments, and hence maybe the reconciliation. Maybe you guys had a falling out because this tower. I don't know why I always say tarot, but this so probably you guys didn't have the you guys had different foundations, and the foundations that you guys were building weren't coinciding together. So yeah, wow, okay, I'm like super prime now. I'm like, damn, this was like a surprise. This is fun. I mean, I know the tower always looks and sounds scary, but it doesn't have to. Like, I learned this week from my sister actually that it doesn't need to completely crumble. You can always observe that building, that foundation that you once built your life on, and just admire it for what it was, for what it did bring you, right? So maybe this is one of those moments that you're going to be looking back and you're going to be like, wow, this was me. This was who I used to be. This is what was. And it was beautiful when at the moment that you needed it. And, it was beautiful at the time. And it's like all those big monuments, right? Like the big churches, yes, they have all kinds of great sentimental value, but a lot of hurt, and a lot of people have died in the name of religion. And but at the end of the day, I mean, the building itself, even if it's outdated, and the wisdom is outdated as well. Well, not wisdom, but you know what I mean. Like the philosophy has evolved, if we really want to look at humanity as a whole. But I mean, it did provide some good in its own ways. It did help some people to find salvation and light. And, the buildings in itself are beautiful. Like, they're built by incredible artists, for one. So, yeah, towers can be scary, but they don't have to be. It could be exciting too. It could be this new renowned sense of self and appreciation and coming together, right? Like the lovers usually portrays. Oh, I'm super excited for you guys. Yay! I'm feeling like it's gonna be a big week for all my groups. So, ah, and the first card we pull is the Divine Wisdom, which to me portrays just this ultimate knowledge and this ultimate tapping into the wisdom of the universe and the world. And then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. There we go. And High Priestess in reversed. And then we have Triumph, Firm Foundation, and Material and Spiritual Prosperity in reversed. Okay. So yeah, so this is going to be a great week of self-discovery, of tapping into. I feel like some of you have been tapping into your guides and have been very successful. I would say to keep working on that, because you're not fully there, because you've probably been distracted because of all these tower moments. Let's see if I can put this over here. That's the old one. And yeah, so you're not completely there because you have been distracted and you're still distracting yourself. I see this also with the Nine of Swords, but you're untangling yourself. So the Nine of Swords is that person that's kind of like wrapped in her own chains, with the 9 swords behind her, and it's usually a mental. It's usually all mental based, in a sense of like self-talk, self-doubts, worries, not knowing your own worth, all these things that just, it's a constant distraction in your head. And I feel like that's going to persist. I feel like this is something that has been persisting. You already know about all this, but it's still going to be present because you're changing this kind of habits. You're changing the situation. So it does take a little bit of time, but you're in the process. It's in reverse. So for me, that means that that you're in the works and you are taking off the veil and the chains one by one. So you do have triumph and you have firm foundation. So girl, or darling, honey, boy, you are setting your boundaries and you are building such strong foundations. So this tower is like a blessing in disguise, because I feel like this is something that's been going on for a long time. And I keep getting the image of my sister here. Natalie, if you're watching this, this is definitely for you. And yeah, like this, you're building such strong foundations that are going to be unshaken, unshattered. They're going to be these so powerful because it's everything that you ever wanted, is what I'm getting here. For those that are asking for material gains, I don't see it coming in the next 2 weeks. I don't see it coming in. I feel like that's probably something you should or could be working on. You can be working on prosperity affirmations. I would say to keep working on that. There is still a blockage here. It could be a blockage, a mental blockage in regards to prosperity. So this doesn't mean that it's going to be like this forever. This is just temporarily. I do see it being temporarily, and also because these are only readings for the next 2 weeks. I will also look at your underlying energies. So I have my decks here, and I shake them for every group. And I like to see the underlying energy. So you have victory and success. Oh, look at that. And under that is a throat chakra that came. So I think that's very, I'm sensing that is very relevant. So you guys need to start speaking up. So if this is something that you know, keep doing it. I feel like some of you are kind of shy about speaking up because it's not something you're used to. I'm sensing for some reason a Cancer vibe over here. And so some of you might be Cancers. You guys have a tendency of reverting in and avoiding the situations, avoiding those, heart-to-heart talks, the harder talks that are, just harder to express. Because you have a tendency of reverting back into your shelf and just, walking sideways to avoid. But you do have victory and success as your underlying energy. So whatever worries you had, you will be fine. You will be successful. I mean, you have victory and success, and you have triumph. Triumph is actually a major arcana here. You have like 3 major arcanas here. Damn. And I think the last one too. And you have the 4 of Pentacles. Aha, okay. So for those asking about prosperity, this is probably the major cause of I don't know why I'm feeling like some of you need to watch the first group as well in terms of for the material aspects in particular, but it could be for other reasons as well. So yeah. So for those asking about monetary, it's probably this that's holding you back. You feel like you don't have enough. You feel like you are overwhelmed right now. You probably have some debts accumulated. I don't sense anything big, but enough to just, create a bit of anxiety. And is this constant, I'm losing my words, sorry guys. This constant affirmation that there is never enough, or there isn't enough, or you're afraid that you will never gain enough. Remember that the universe is abundant, and unless you open up your arms and heart to the abundance that it's trying to give you, you will always feel stuck like this. So I feel like this is like the major challenge for you right now, to trust in the universe in terms of abundance. And abundance could be in any way. It doesn't have to be monetary wise, but I feel like you guys are really looking for it monetary wise. Don't try to be grateful. Gratitude, I feel, will be the best tool for you. Be grateful for everything that you do have right now. I feel like a lot of you do have a lot to be grateful for, and to just focus on that to gain that momentum. Yeah, some of you need to watch my group 1. I talk about this momentum, this 17 threshold that we have to build a momentum and to help switch the affirmation from a poverty consciousness to a poverty consciousness to abundant consciousness. And I also have the 6 of Wands right underneath that. So there will be success in monetary. Just you need to work on your mindset, your mind frame. And that is all for you today, my beautiful group 2s. I'm so happy that you were able to join me, and that you chose me to be part of your guidance in your journey. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you next week and the next 2 weeks. Peace, guys. Ciao. See you in my full moon. Pick a card. Okay, group 3, here we are. This is your reading. There is, before we get into that, there is Reiki energy embedded in each group. All you need to do is to claim it is to state, I accept this Reiki energy from Katarina Licken, or looking inwards. The only thing I would suggest is to be in a quiet place where you know you won't be bothered, to really fully enjoy and accept this beautiful, rejuvenating kind of healing work. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to begin with the archetype. So I chose an archetype for each group for the next 2 weeks. Yours will be the Magician. Oh yeah. So the Magician is the ultimate creator, actually the ultimate alchemist. He's able to use all the elements at his disposal to create the reality and just create the world and the goals that and the vision that he has been conjuring up, and just bring it to life. And to me, that is saying that the next 2 weeks will really be the best time to manifest. So you're going to be in high peak in a high sense. So you're going to be in a high frequency state, or you're asked to get yourself in that high frequency state to start manifesting, start synchronizing, and start really maybe even collaborating with different people. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Oh yeah, like I was right. Damn straight. I was sensing like this is going to be a big week. The next big 2 weeks for all my groups, and that's exactly what it's been looking like. Okay, so we have Two of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. Yes. Oh yeah, you're in the second group that's going to actually enjoy and start having collaborations. Like that's what I'm seeing here. Just getting out of their shell and going out into the world. Despite if you're despite the curfew, if you're living in Quebec's during the pandemic. Although these are timeless, so it could be at any moment. We have material choices and decisions. And we have conflict and defeat in reverse. And we have wisdom in reverse. Okay, so. Okay. So the next 2 weeks are going to be a big juggling act, or it's already in a process. Like you've already been juggling a lot. There is going to be beautiful collaborations with beautiful women or men, but I'm for some reason getting a very feminine vibe over here, since we have two women in the Two of Pentacles, two women in the Four of Wands, and we have two women over here in the Three of Wands. Wow, that is pretty radical. That's pretty cool. You might be collaborating. Like I'm getting the sense here that you will be collaborating with a group of women or one woman in particular. So I'm getting the sense that you will be collaborating with a group of women or with one person in particular. It could even be your guide. You might be collaborating with, you might be finally tapping into those high frequencies and really tapping into the guides that's been trying to reach out and help you. There is going to be certain financial changes. Or you're going to be changing jobs, or there's going to be changes in your jobs. I don't see them as positive or negative. I just see them as different. I feel like what's going on with your finances might change in a way that you might have to just being more mindful of where you spend your money. But yeah, there's going to be movement. Like I do feel for some of you, it will be a new job or a new position that will ultimately kind of help the conflicts that you've had about the job. So if you're stuck in a workplace or a work environment, or maybe like the work that you were in wasn't as ethical as you would have wanted it to be, if there was something off about the work, that conflict that you were continuously having will be set at ease and will be not completely gone, but it will get better. And I feel like it has something to do with the Magician. I feel like you're going to be creating a lot of your reality, a lot of these new opportunities. But yeah, you're going to be definitely working with a group of women or one person in particular. Like that is a big confirmation. So if there is somebody that you've been wanting to work with, if there was somebody that you've been wanting to learn from, the next 2 weeks will be that opportunity, and I want to say there will be wisdom to gain, but I feel like there's something here that's trying to say something as well. So the career choices, or the choices that you will need to make in the next 2 weeks, will help ease the conflicts and this feeling of unease and of like, oh my god, the sense of defeat. But the way I'm seeing defeat, it's like the sense of just being defeated in life. Like, I'm having the sense that you thought you would be somewhere at this particular stage of your life and you were not there. So I feel like the changes that you're going to be making in regards to work will ease that, and you will be able to let all of that go. Now, there's some wisdom that, in terms of like, are some of you like looking into Reiki? I feel like some of you are looking into a new more spiritual path, but work related, and you feel like you don't have enough wisdom about that, but this woman that you will be collaborating with will help you with that. I feel like somebody that you know, but it could be someone that you don't know. But you're gonna have a very strong sense, like it will be undeniable. Like, when you see that person, or when you start talking about this project, it will be undeniable. You will be like, yes, this is it. This is this person. This is where I'm going. This is what I want to do. It's just going to be so straightforward, and it's going to be like an ultimate yes. And yeah, that person's going to help you gain the wisdom that you need in terms of this new spiritual approach or work. I've been picking also the underlying cards, energies, of the decks. Oh, okay, so you will be walking away from something. You will be walking away from something that did not serve you. So I feel like it's this job that we're talking about. You did get disturbance, which is the Tower card, and I feel like it's just because the choice you make will make a big impact on your monetary wise, at least temporarily. And there will be some foundations that will be kind of shook. So I'm wondering if some of you are going to go through a breakup of some sorts. I feel like you might be moving in or moving out from a place, which will maybe will be the reason of this foundation, because you're gonna have to start rebuilding a part of your life. You have memories of love also underneath this card, so I feel like some of you might be going through a breakup, or you will be walking away from a relationship or a situation. The Eight of Cups it's all about that. It's all about this person that is walking away from these beautiful cups that are completely full, but that were not fulfilling to them, and going towards their destiny, and going towards, as you can see here, their true north. So I feel like that's what you're going to be going through, and it will feel a bit like a disaster, but as I mentioned in, I think it was my group too, you don't always have to let certain foundations and buildings and towers actually crumble. You could always go back and refer to them and just realize how beautiful they were without having them to completely be destroyed or completely, in a chaotic and devastating way, crumble. You can keep it standing and really reminisce and see how much it has served you, the time that it had served you, And I feel like all this is due to the great power of manifesting that you will have for the next 2 weeks. You will be in such a high frequency, such a beautiful mode. The alchemist, I feel like you're someone who goes to nature a lot and continue doing that. I feel like the answers will come from nature. And the opportunities are just going to be completely like undeniable. And yes, there will be probably a bit of sacrifices to make, but it will be some of the best sacrifices you will ever do, I believe. That's the sense I'm getting here, especially with the Eight of Cups. I recently learned a little more about this card with another beautiful reader up here in YouTube, Chloe Taylor, and she's the one who mentions it. How the cups are completely standing. I'm sure other people has mentioned it, but it's from her. I heard it this week, and they're just walking away from what was once good in your case, and again, like going towards that true north, finding probably themselves also, unraveling the mystery that is maybe certain skeletons in the closet. I see that with the moon here. And you just have like this, to me, it's like Jupiter. Could be Saturn, but I'm getting a sense of Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about abundance. You have the Chariot right under that as well, which is movement. Wow. You can't make this up, guys. Yeah, I love tarot. I just love energy in general and how it's all around us and it's just information. And if we tap into it, that information becomes so clear. And that's what's going to happen with you, I believe. You're going to be or physically moving or metaphorically moving towards where you really want to go, towards your true north, towards your dreams. And it's the best time to do it, and you're doing it. It's like the universe is helping you, but you're creating this with this incredible power of yours. Yeah, wow. This is going to be incredibly blessing, intense week for all my groups. Group 3, thank you so much for allowing me to participate and be part of your incredible and beautiful journey. And I can't wait to hear and see from you guys. Now up until the full moon. And that's it. Peace, guys. Have a great day and great week. Great 2 weeks.